Aloha everyone! We're going to have a tutorial on how to create a URL provider in OpenSim. So I have two windows open. You can follow along on the window to your right to see how to build, and on the window to your left you can see where I am in the PDF that you can print out for your own building. Now, if you look to create the URL provider, first we're going to res a cube and make it larger. So to res a cube, remember we go up to the Build tab and select Build. And here's your primitive. We're going to use a cube. And you left click on the area in front of you. And then remember, if you just drag this up and to your right using the arrows with left click, all it does is move your cube. So we want to actually increase the size of the cube. So in order to do that, don't forget that you press Control Shift together, and then you can just click on one of these blocks and drag left click out until you get the size that you want for the URL provider. So here we go, we have a larger block here. Now when you have the URL provider, you want to be able to see what you're looking at on the face of the object. So if you look here, you see this that says select face, and I want you to left click select face. Now when you just clicked on select face, it will put the circle with the plus sign in the middle on each of the sides. We don't want that. We only want this image here on one side for this tutorial. So in order to select just one side of the face, left click on that and it will take this off of all the other sides of your cube. So you can follow along here. See how you can see this image over here, right here and right here. We don't want it on both sides. We only want it on one. We only want the select face on one side of the cube. Now, let's come over here. Right now we're in the General tab. So don't forget to name your object. And I'm just going to put my name on here. Then go ahead and go to texture. All right. First on texture, in the texture tab, you want to check the full bright checkbox. It's right here. So here's color. So you want to be in the texture tab, then look underneath color and click full bright and see how it lightened up this object. So if it's not clicked, it won't be as bright. We want it full bright so that you can see the URL once we click it in there. Now, right now it is not set to media. So on your PDF, you can see it says click the drop box underneath the full bright check box. Right now it's set to materials. So here's full bright again. Here's your drop down tab. Click it, and instead of materials, you're going to left click media. All right, when you select media, then you can set a website to appear. So let me scroll down here so you can see this. We want click choose, and this window will pop up. And then the home page, for right now, because the PDF uses hawaii.edu for the website address, we'll just pop that in. You can put whatever URL you want. And then click apply and OK. Now it should display over here on your prim. So let's go over, see, here it is. So it might take a little while for it to populate on the primitive, but once it does, you'll be able to walk right up to it, and you can actually, see how it comes up here? So you can actually interact with this. Now, one other thing that you can do, you can put, it gives you options for all the different URLs you can put on here. So you just choose your own. But what I like to do, let me come over here. See how large this is? We don't really want it that big, right? If we're pretending that this is a projector screen, we can make it flat. So what you want to do is Shift Control again, and you can flatten this out to be like a screen. So if you want it a little bit wider, you can do that. You can make it, increase the length of it, and then come back over here and see how that works. So it just depends on what you want to get out of it. You want to have like more of a movie screen type feel. You can really lengthen it out like this, and then you can make it as completely flat as you want. So if you don't want this segment here, you can always make it completely flat. See how that is? And then I'll just rotate this so you can see. Then you can put this on walls. You can set it on the ground if you want. And this is really, really uh, helpful to have interactive primitives. So there you go. That's your tutorial on how to create a URL provider in OpenSim. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy building.